Kathryn, what are the specific pieces from stage 1 that are needed to inform the work of stage 2, and specifically, how do they get used?
That's a great question. First thing that comes to mind for me is step 3, the accessing and identifying, or identifying and accessing the underlying emotion that fuels each partner's steps in the dance, which of course is step 2. So step 3 being the start of the experiencing, the working with affect, shallow end of the emotional swimming pool. Identifying first, a cognitive label is a good start, but then to actually get into the shallow end of the pool. And of course, a good step 3, clarity around step 3, some stage 1 style distilling is the most helpful thing to get started in stage 2 with, from my perspective, because step 3 can sometimes bleed right into step 5. And so I'm always constantly amplifying step 3, and I sometimes say to the client, I'm going to be needing this data in future sessions, so do you mind if I linger? Or can I help get this distilled and clarified a little bit more? Because right now we're connecting it to your behaviors, your steps in the dance, but in subsequent sessions, we'll be taking the elevator down and plugging into that experientially, that fear, that pain, that whatever their word is. So I'm really keen on step 3 feels like the bridge into stage 2 for me. Steps 3 and 5 kind of meet on a bridge somewhere. That affect crosses the great expanse from the escalated negative pattern to the start of restructuring the bond. For me, affect is the great connector.
You will tell people, you'll be transparent and say, in step 3, I'm going to be connecting this emotion, this experience to your behavior, but down the line, as we progress through this process, I will be helping you to feel that emotion even more experientially and sharing it with your partner in order to restructure the bond. You'll be that explicit?
I'm that explicit. Yeah, I can't figure out why not to be. I tried hard for years not to be, and then I just felt like I was unnecessarily confined. My husband calls me feral, so maybe I'm feeling confined easily. It's
okay, go ahead.
So I don't like feeling confined, so I just put it out there so that we can collaborate on it, and so they know their brain, of course their distressed, vulnerable brain also needs to know where we're headed.
So it's like, I'm going to give you a cognitive overview, which can sort of, it's very regulating in a sense, so that you don't sort of just feel like we're diving in, so things make sense to you.
Yeah, and so you have a cognitive overview, you know what's around the next corner, so other parts of your brain can relax. There, you're more likely to follow my lead. You can ask me why we have to do this, and I'm happy to answer. It's just much less preoccupying when you know where you're headed. And if you have a question about why, you get an answer, and you then can follow your clinician's lead.